Hey everyone, I've been using Loreify just from I guess it was the end of August until now. And so what would that be? How many sessions have I had? I've had 12 sessions of Loreify. And I'd say it's been pretty good for the most part. It what it does is it just takes the entire session. We record it in Discord, and it takes the entire session and it listens to it all, and very quickly, like 30 seconds after listening to the recording, it comes up with an entire summary, timeline of events, characters and NPCs, gives locations that the party went to, gives loot and items, it gives the combat encounters and some memorable quotes and the next steps, kind of projecting the future of the campaign. And I'd say honestly, it's been great. I'd say the session summary is always the hardest thing to drag out of my players at the beginning of every session. So I love that it does that. It's allowed me to just kind of get the session going, or just you know kind of assume that my party knows what's happening, even though they probably don't. They probably haven't looked at it, but it's really nice for me. I love looking at it. Uh, the things that I feel like it could improve upon is it consistently gets my players' names wrong. So or like misspells it. I have a player. His name is the character's name is Diggs, Digs, and for some reason, and in the first time that I did this with Loreify, I put it in Digs, and for some reason, it consistently comes out as Diggs. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. I don't really care that much about it, so I've never bothered to change it. But the only other thing that I would say that it does that is something I don't love is the memorable quotes. I feel like the quotes part could be like one of the best things about this, because it'll just pull out some things that are really funny, and it does. It pulls out things that are really funny that happened in the session, and I always read them back, and I think that they're really funny. The problem is if it's more than one person interacting, it doesn't identify that it's more than one person interacting. It just gives the entire thing. So, for example, I was having a discussion with one of my players, and I was talking about how an area had pit fiends as a door guard, and my player goes, "That's hilarious given their stat block." And I said, "Yeah, but you remember fighting the boss, don't you?" And he goes, "Yeah, but it's still hilarious." And instead of splitting it up as if we were talking to one another in the quotes section, it just like writes it all out as one line, and it attributes it to him. That's fine. Like, that could use a little bit of work, but it's fine. And then also we have a member who's just been listening in and hasn't been actually playing. And whenever he says something, for some reason it attributes that to some random character. Like, he said something, and it said that the paladin said it, but he didn't. And he said another thing, and it said that the barbarian said it, but he didn't. So, like, I don't know. It gets confused, I guess, when it doesn't have a name for this person. Again, that's fine. These are just minor things. I feel like if you worked on the quote section and made that just more consistent, and be able to grab quotes easier, maybe even more quotes, because we only got 3 last time. I feel like that would be really great. Like, one of my favorite things is to look at quotes from the last session, things that just made me laugh. But overall, Loreify has been absolutely fantastic. I've suggested it to 2 other dungeon masters that I know, and I know at least one of them started using it automatically. And he sent me, after the first time he used it, he sent me the write up, his session write up, and he was like, "This was great. Thanks a lot." So I'm really glad I found it, and I'm gonna keep using it no matter what.